Now, teenage dart sensation Luke Littler has stormed into semi-finals of the World Darts Championship with a 5-1 victory over Northern Ireland's Brendan Dolan.
Double four for a semi-final spot. There is no sign of this teenage dream coming to an end.
The 16-year-old is now favourite for the trophy after Michael van Gerwen was knocked out of the tournament.
Feeling confident ever since the Christine Kiss game when I hit the 106 and then started to die down, and I've gone back-to-back ton-plus averages. But I think it's more about the doubles. I could have averaged 70, 80. It's just all about getting over that line, especially in the set play.
Joining me now is Ian Danter, a journalist at talkSPORT. Good afternoon.
Afternoon to you, JJ.
How you doing? Ian, can he go all the way?
There's no reason why not at this point, having dispensed with a former world champion in Raymond van Barneveld, and so comfortably seeing off Brendan Dolan yesterday. You have to say he's in pole position, although, excuse me, he's up against another former world champion this evening in Rob Cross, who won the tournament back in 2018. And when Rob Cross won his maiden world championship, admittedly he was an older player, but he came from nowhere in his first year on the Pro Tour to win the title. So Cross will have some sympathy with the progress that young Luke has been making, but he's been singing Luke's praises. All the darts players have. And you can't fail to appreciate just how brilliant Luke has been in these championships. He's been little short of sensational.
So from the age of 9, he trained at a darts academy. And then when he was 10, he was competing with under 21-year-olds. This kid is a phenomenon. He has been since he first started.
Many of the greats from darting history, you'll find, JJ, will have, mixed it with players much older than them at some point. I think of the great Phil Taylor, multiple world champion and world match play champion, who was, playing down the pub as in his early teens with, older men in county competitions and winning and finding out just how good he was at the sport. So to have Luke Littler starting darts at such a young age, and you got those pictures there of him throwing darts in his nappies as a toddler, it's nothing unusual. I think just what you've got these days, JJ, is Luke Littler is just one of a number of young players who've seen what's happened to the sport in the PDC era and realised that there is a career to be had if you are dedicated enough and you practice hard enough, that you can make it work as a career. And you've mentioned already in your introduction just how much Luke has earned for getting this far in the championship. And let's not forget the first prize, if you lift the Sid Waddell Trophy tomorrow night, is £500,000. It's fantastic amount of money.
So even if he doesn't win, he's done phenomenally well to get this far. And surely he's going to be getting a lot of sponsorship deals, a lot of endorsements thrown at him.
I would say so, yeah. The world is his oyster. I mean, he already has sponsorship deals with various companies that, take care of him and make sure that he's either sponsors on his shirt there on that darts jersey. But yes, opportunities definitely come any young sports star's way when stories like this break. So, yeah, he'll get an awful lot of offers in the short to medium term, JJ. Then it's up to him and his family and the holistic care that the PDC themselves provide to see what he decides is worthy of his time and what he decides is not.
Now, we're seeing something that we are calling the Luke effect now. Huge popularity surge amongst youngsters, thanks to him throwing darts. But also, just for the sport in general, the country is talking about this. You mentioned Phil the Power Taylor earlier. That's the last time I watched darts, was Phil the Power Taylor. But I'm now once again interested because of this 16-year-old lad.
I think that's a very common theme, JJ. I've got members of my family who have little or no interest in the sport who are asking me about this 16-year-old. Luke Littler has very quickly become something of a household name. And it could get even greater if he were to win tonight. And it's a tough ask against Rob Cross. But if he was to make the final tomorrow, I imagine our listening audience on talkSPORT 2, or talkSPORT rather, for the final. The semi-finals are on talkSPORT 2 this evening. But I imagine our listening figures on talkSPORT tomorrow night, were it Luke Littler in the final, will be the best they've ever been for darts on the radio. And that's testament to what he's done for the sport.
Yeah. Now, look, I'm no expert on darts, but I can tell you that I've not seen a dart player ever that's svelte, right? They're all a little fuller figured. What's the deal with that?
There's a few. Now, I'm not having that sweeping generalisation anymore. Yes, Luke is, he's had a good life at this point up to 16, but you look at Luke Humphries, who was the pre-tournament favourite, who's looked after his nutrition and keeps himself very, very fit. So not the 9 o'clock news sketch
Ian,
from the 80s.
Ian, we're out of time. Thank you so much.